Since the late 1880s, when John Pemberton came up with its formula, Coca-Cola slowly but surely established itself as a household name in America. But its very existence was threatened by a devastating world war. Just how did Coca-Cola not only survive the war, but also thrived? In 1920, the American government ends the sugar price controls it imposed during World War I. And now the price of sugar is shooting up. This is bad news for soda companies. Sugar is the most expensive part of any glass of cola, and prices for it are soaring. The industry panics. As a hedge, Coca-Cola and Pepsi buy huge stockpiles of sugar. But then the cost collapses, and the cola companies are stuck with piles of overpriced sugar. This results in Pepsi cutting production and losing market and ultimately going bust. But while Pepsi and other cola companies go down in flames, Coca-Cola survives and then thrives. To recover from its sugar losses, the Coca-Cola Company secures a multi-million-dollar loan by using its secret formula as collateral. Armed with its loan, Coca-Cola can keep expanding, even as the sugar crisis causes its competitors to crumble. By the late 1930s, Coca-Cola is ingrained in daily American life. The company had firmly established itself as a symbol of American culture, but not for long. Dark clouds were gathering over Europe, threatening global stability. As the world prepared for conflict, Coca-Cola faced a challenge unlike any it had encountered before. In the midst of one of the most destructive conflicts in history, while countries crumbled and economies faltered, Coca-Cola not only survived but thrived. This is the remarkable story of Coca-Cola's resilience, strategy, and ingenuity. When war officially broke out in 1939, many American businesses retreated, closing overseas operations. But not Coca-Cola. The company's leadership, under President Robert Woodruff, devised a bold strategy, one that would intertwine Coca-Cola's identity with American patriotism. Woodruff's vision was clear. Coca-Cola would become a taste of home for every American serviceman, boosting morale on the front lines. Wherever American soldiers would go, Coca-Cola would go too. War brings scarcity. Scarcity of materials, labor, and logistics. With sugar rationed and supply chains in disarray, Coca-Cola had to innovate to maintain production. Special permits were granted to the company, labeling Coca-Cola as an essential wartime product. It was a clever blend of patriotism and business savvy. To ensure soldiers got their Coke, Coca-Cola developed portable bottling units, compact factories that could be shipped overseas and assembled in remote war zones. These units could produce up to 3 million bottles a month, cementing Coca-Cola as a key companion on the battlefield. As the war stretched on, Coca-Cola's operations expanded rapidly. By the end of the conflict, over 60 bottling plants had been built near frontlines, employing locals and setting the stage for post-war expansion. Coca-Cola was no longer just an American brand. It had woven itself into the fabric of cultures worldwide. The war inadvertently transformed Coca-Cola into a global brand. When peace returned, Coca-Cola's infrastructure in Europe and Asia was already in place, giving them a massive head start in these markets. They took a massive risk by staying operational during the war, but it paid off. Coca-Cola wasn't just selling soda, it was selling the American dream. The brand's association with the Allied forces turned it into a powerful icon in the emerging global order. By the end of the war, Allied military personnel had consumed 5 billion bottles of Coke from 64 bottling plants around the world. As countries rebuilt and consumer culture boomed, Coca-Cola rode the wave of optimism. The groundwork laid during the war years made it a global powerhouse, ready to conquer new markets in peacetime. The lessons from Coca-Cola's wartime strategy resonate even today. Adaptability, innovation, and understanding the power of branding were key drivers of its success. By aligning itself with a national cause and strategically positioning itself as an essential product, Coca-Cola turned crisis into opportunity. Coca-Cola's World War II strategy wasn't just about survival. It was about embedding the brand into the psyche of the global population. They seized the moment, and turned it into a lasting advantage. To this day, that unmistakable sound, a bottle of Coke being opened, is more than just a refreshment. It's a reminder of how one brand navigated the turbulence of war and became a symbol of a changing world. If you like this video, please like and subscribe for more.